Have you ever felt like someone doesn't quite understand you, even when you're speaking the same language? Well, a big part of that is because we say so much without actually speaking. In this explainer, we're going to dive into body language and see how different it can be between Japan and the West.
Of course you do. We all do, really. Every time we nod our head or wave a hand, we're sending a message. But here's the thing you have to know. The rules for this silent language can be completely different depending on where you are in the world.
These little signs, the things we often do without even thinking, are actually super important for good communication. When we understand them, we can connect better with people and build stronger friendships. So let's learn some of the most common differences you'll see.
Okay, let's jump right in with our first point. It's something as simple as a nod, but it can have two very different meanings.
You know, in Japan, nodding often while someone is talking is so common and important that it actually has its own name, aizuchi. It's a really polite part of a conversation. It's how you show the other person, hey, I'm listening to you and I'm interested. Please, keep going.
But this is where problems can start. See, in Japan, nodding a lot shows you're being respectful. But in many English-speaking countries, if you nod too much, it can make it seem like you're bored, or that you want the other person to hurry up and finish. It's amazing how the exact same action can mean the opposite thing.
So here's a quick tip for you. When you're having a conversation in English, it's totally fine to nod a few times to show you're following along, but just try not to overdo it. A couple of nods here and there is perfect.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. How do you show that you feel just so-so about something?
So, how do you express a feeling that's not good but not bad either? Well, in the West, you'll often see people kind of lift their shoulders and wobble their flat hand back and forth. But in Japan, it's more common to just hear someone say, ma ma, or maybe they'll just smile. It's a small difference, but it's a really useful one to know.
And here's something similar to keep in mind about agreeing with someone. In Japanese, saying hi hi shows active listening. But if you say yes, yes, yes really quickly in English, it can sound a bit rude, like you're impatient. It's much better to say something like, I see, or okay.
Next up, let's talk about a gesture that can easily cause some confusion. The come here gesture. This next one is a really common mix-up. In Japan, it's normal to call someone over to you with your palm facing down, waving your fingers. But in the West, that same gesture can look like you're telling someone, or even an animal, to go away, so it can seem pretty rude.
So, what's the right way to call someone over in English? It's really simple. First, you face your palm up, towards the sky. Then, you curl your fingers towards your own body. Just remember, palm up and pull your fingers towards you. That's all there is to it.
And finally, let's talk about those first few seconds when you meet someone. How do you greet them? Well, the answer changes a lot depending on the culture.
In Japan, people will typically give a polite bow, and they keep a bit of distance between each other. But in the West, get ready for a firm handshake. It's also really common to make eye contact at the same time. It's just a more physical way of saying hello.
And that brings us right to eye contact. In many Western cultures, looking someone in the eye is a sign of honesty and shows that you're interested in the conversation. If you look away too much, people might think you're not being truthful or that you're just not paying attention.
Okay, we've gone over some really important points today. So let's do a quick review to lock in your new key to understanding people from different cultures. So here's a quick summary. First, for nodding, just remember that in English, less is more. For that so-so feeling, don't be afraid to use the hand gesture. When you're calling someone to you, always make sure your palm is facing up. And for greetings, be ready for that handshake and some friendly eye contact. As you can see, the silent language of our bodies is incredibly powerful. So maybe take a moment to think about it. What are some of the small signs and gestures that are important for communication where you live? Thanks for joining us to learn a little more about body language.